Hello everyone, this is Jason from Primetime Aquatics, and today we've got something special for you. We're going to be taking a look at fellow GCCA and Greenwater Aquarist Society member Tim. He's going to show us his fish room. He's going to show us his filtration systems that he's built over time. It's a pretty awesome setup. I think you're going to enjoy it. One thing I'd like to mention before we get into the tour, when I bring these fish room tours to you, I would like to ask you a favor of the Primetime Aquatics community. And that is, if you see something that you don't necessarily agree with, please, let's stay positive. We don't need negative comments where we're judging other people about their setups or the fish that they keep, because these people are opening their homes to us. We really appreciate it. We can learn a lot, but let's stay positive in the comments. If I see negativity, I'm going to get rid of it, just because I don't think that someone who's offering to open their home to us should be seeing that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at his fish room. I think you're going to enjoy it, so stay tuned. All right, so what do we got here?
So what we got here is we have two freshwater lionfish. They're pretty much known as stonefish, frogfish, or toadfish. I've had these for about a good like 3.5 years. They're brackish fish, so they do need salt in the tank. Not that much, but just enough, because where they live they have fresh and salt water mixed together.
These things are awesome. How long have you had them?
I have them for about like 3.5 years right now, in the same tank. The only thing that I've added was the wave maker up front, just to move water around. Otherwise, they've gotten a little bit more bigger. I feed them goldfish and crayfish. The crayfish, they just love those things.
And they only eat live foods?
Yeah, live foods.
Okay.
Yep.
So live food, these things are awesome. Yeah, you don't normally see these around.
No, I was really lucky that I found one, and then a few weeks later found another one.
You got a big old canister filter down there?
Yeah, just the one canister filter that I have in there. Doing all of it with an inline heater. I have a timer for the lights, but pretty simple. Once a month, I take it out, clean everything up. They're not really that dirty. Tank doesn't really get that dirty either.
No, these things are awesome. So that is your brackish water tank, huh?
Yep.
All right, what do we got over here? This is going to be awesome.
Okay, this is the big Monster 200.
The big Monster 200.
This is not a fish tank. This is an aquarium.
It's an aquarium.
Yes, it is.
So you got a lot of different types of fish in here, and you were saying before that the fin nipping really just came from when you had to move this tank to redo the floors. They were in smaller tanks temporarily.
Yeah, I had all these guys in a 75 and a 55 for a day and a half, and they did a lot of nitpicking because they didn't have no room. But I had to finish the floor, and everything that you see here had to get moved completely away. So you have a big variety of all different fish, from parrotfish, the red devils, butterfukurai, I have the eels, the brochures, I have a good variety of everything. Everything that people say they cannot be in tanks are in this tank.
And nobody's chasing anybody around. They're all just kind of chilled out, doing their thing.
Exactly. Some of them might have a little territory, and please stay away, and then they chase them away, and that's pretty much about it. I have two in the corner right now that just lay some eggs. I don't think they're fertilized, the jaguars, because the eggs are turning white, but I'm gonna leave it as is. I took some eggs out that look fertile, but some of them are turning white, and we'll see.
Now, has this tank always been this highly stocked? And it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
no algae, no.
Pretty much, as you see it, pretty much stocked. I might find something and add it to it. I like the color, the fish and everything. I might add an eel here and there. I have two tree track eels in there. I have a brochure in there. I have another eel. I can't remember where it's at, but he's in there somewhere. Upside down catfish. I got my big albino catfish. It's down in the back there. The big pacus, which everybody says get really big, but when they get bigger, I'll get rid of them and
move them around.
Get a few smaller ones to replace them.
So what do you got? All right, so for filtration, this is the coolest part. This right here is the filtration system for that 200 gallon. It's crazy. It's a, what was it, 125 sump?
125 sump.
All right, and so everything's coming in right here through the middle?
Right to the middle,
So tell us, what have you got built here? Because this is probably one of the coolest things I've seen when it comes to filtration.
So what we have is that on each end, we have microfilter bags. They're 100 fine that captures all the garbage and debris. Right now I have eggs, an incubator right now from the Jaguar cichlids that just happened a day ago, so we're going to see what's going to happen with those. Some of them are turning white. I don't think they're fertilized, but we're going to find out. Everything goes to the center. I have chambers right now. I have some plants that are in there right now. I'm going to be adding more plants a little bit later.
Okay.
But the main focus is in the center. This might be confusing, but what we have is that we have up front, we have two Aquatop reactors. They're the MR30s, and each of them, one has the biomotion that captures all the to explain it really is that one chamber does for clarity,
okay.
Makes it more clearer, and then the other one carries all the material that you need for the water.
Okay.
Okay.
So a lot of surface area here, a lot of biological filtration.
Exactly. So, and also in the back, you can't really see it. It's a GFO from Bulk Reef Supplies. It's just got carbon in it. That's all it really has. There's two pumps in back. One main pump does a little over 4,000 gallons per hour.
Wow.
If that's what it really says, but actually, it's been doing a good job for the last 3 years. The other pump, now this is where it gets a little tricky. How I have one pump which goes through a 55 watt UV light. Then from there it goes into one of these canisters, and when it comes back out it goes back into the other canister, and then when it goes back out of there it goes into the big tube that I just rebuilt. In that tube is bioballs. What I had was that in one of these big chambers that I had over here, after a long period of time the bioballs break down and it has all the gunk left over from it. I didn't really like that, so when I made this big one, which is 8 inches in diameter, 4 feet long.
Is that, so that big one that's up there, that black one, is that PVC?
That's PVC.
Wow.
I didn't like the look of just the white PVC, so I just, at the bare moment, just said, just tape it up.
Awesome.
So I went ahead and just taped it up to make it look a little better instead of just the white.
Sure.
Because I didn't like the little residue left over from the plumbing, the purple stuff. So I just went ahead and just did it really quickly. So in there is all the bioballs, and it all goes into the microfilter bag, which captures anything that comes left over. I change these things about at least 2 or 3 days. Captures all the gunk and everything. Just take them, clean them out, wash them, and then put them in the wash machine, and then they're good to go. They're the best things that money can buy are these 100 fine microfilters.
And you said you could just keep reusing these, right? You've been reusing these for a long time.
I got bags that are about 3 years old that look like they should be, brand, they look almost brand new.
Right.
I just, wash them out really good, and then when I accumulate, a good amount of them, because I have probably about 20 of these things, then I go ahead and put them through the wash machine. Just wash them out and then let them air dry and just keep on reusing them.
Now you said this open spot right here, you're going to put more, are you going to put more media in there or more plants, you're thinking?
On the one side, I'm probably going to have just plants and probably other plants. This, another side, I just might just have just empty, just in case I see a fish that's got beat up, maybe.
Okay.
It does very rarely that it happens. Or if I see something like, I don't know, a fish that I just wanted to just put down there just for time being, a male and female, and let them lay eggs or something.
All right, so this is how everything's, oh my goodness, how everything is running. So tell me, what do we got going on here?
Well, you have everything else all plugged in that need to be plugged in. Everything's pretty much labeled, so if I want to, one of the main things that I definitely want to point out is that this is the main one for the main pump, getting all the water in.
Okay.
When I feed my fish, I turn that off and I feed all my fish. There's no sense of having all the food flow to the top and then go over the water flow and then go back to the bag. So I unplug that first and then go ahead and feed all my fish, wait about 20-30 minutes, then plug it back in.
Okay.
So that way I don't have any food that's not being eaten,
That's
getting wasted.
That's a good idea.
So the heater, just a general of everything that's all plugged in. I have the heater plugged in. I have the lights on timers. I have timers for the carbon, because I don't run the carbon 24/7. I just have it for 8 or 9 hours at a time.
Okay.
Also I have two wave makers in here. You don't see them in the tank because they're kind of hidden, which is one of the big features that I have. You do see oxygen, all the bubbles coming up.
Sure.
And each corner that I have my wave makers. In front of the wave makers is an air stone. So when the wave makers basically push all the water, it's also pushing the bubbles across the tank, which gives the effect of everything. And also the wave maker also breaks the bubbles down to really fine, bubbles that
Sure.
you see in there. And there are 2 of them, both on both sides.
Now, what are you doing for lighting with this tank? Because the lighting is amazing.
For the lighting in here, they are full spectrum, 288 LED lights. They're both 72, and there's 3 of them. You can just go onto eBay and just get them, but I mean, I've had these things for a long time.
Let's check them out. Yeah.
So it is going to get kind of bright.
All right, we're going to get blinded here, so there we go.
There's the 2 up front, and
Wow.
then there's one in back. So
Okay.
there's 3 of them.
Yeah, the lighting is excellent. Shows the fish off really well. So this is a great tank. This is
And then also another thing I want to point out is that the canopy, everything that I made up top here, I can hinge from both sides if I had
Nice.
to. The 2 glass tops that I went ahead and cut because there was no glass tops, so I went ahead and cut those out too.
And one of the benefits of being in a local club is Tim actually came out and he showed us how to cut glass and how to make these things. That was a really good presentation. So there it is, guys. This is an awesome tank, but this is not all we're going to see because there's also a whole fish room as well. All right, everyone. So that was just part 1. We took a look at the big tank. We took a look at some really cool fish, an awesome filtration system, but we've got more to do. In the next episode of this fish room tour, we're going to be heading downstairs into the fish room and we're going to see a lot more tanks, a lot of really awesome fish, some stuff that I've never kept, some pretty large South American and Central American cichlids, and it's going to be a great setup. So be looking forward to that in the next week or so. We appreciate you watching and we will see you in the next one.